So you're struggling with inflammation in your body, whether that is struggling to lose weight, struggling to get on a good sleep schedule, struggling with anxiety, racing thoughts, or some sort of maybe hormonal imbalance or energy issue. And you've tried everything. You've tried supplements, you've tried going to the doctor, you've tried exercising, or you've tried one or multiple of those avenues, and you are doing all the right things, or it feels like you are, and you're still really struggling to reach a goal or see any positive movement in healing. I've seen this hundreds of times working with women and supporting them on their physical, emotional, and spiritual healing journeys, where we're trying to resolve imbalances in the body while also processing stored emotion or trauma in the body as well. So the missing piece to you resolving this type of inflammation that you're experiencing is essentially facing your shit from the trauma or abuse or negative experiences you've had in your past that your body has now stored. And for a lot of you, that could simply be storing fat, especially around your midsection, your lower belly, maybe your hips, your behind, okay? And this is telling me that there is stored trauma around your divine feminine, which could surround anything regarding eating disorders, addiction, unhealthy relationship dynamics, essentially any maladaptive behaviors that you learned from the people who brought you up, where it caused challenges in you connecting with yourself emotionally, your body, which translates to how you connect with other people. And just to give you a real world example, I got my hair done the other day and I was talking to my stylist, and she had a very, very difficult second pregnancy with her daughter. She had placenta previa, which just means her placenta was sitting on top of her cervix, and when she went into labor with her daughter, she started hemorrhaging blood and bleeding out, and it was a very dangerous, life-threatening situation. And ever since that happened, and her daughter and she are totally fine now, but ever since that happened, she's been so afraid every single month when she has her menstrual cycle, because that bleeding process starts again, but it's just a natural process that her body goes through every month. However, she hasn't faced the trauma of that experience, and she's currently struggling on her weight loss journey. And the majority of her weight is around her hips, her lower belly, which is where physically that traumatic event occurred in the body. And what I recommended for her to do, and what I'm going to recommend for you to do, is to give yourself some space when you're alone with your journal and place your left hand on the area of the body where you feel like you're holding trauma. And allow yourself to go back to that timeline where you had the experience where the emotional trauma occurred, and allow yourself to acknowledge, accept, and release the emotion from that experience. Because all physical inflammation has an energetic or emotional foundation, meaning if emotional trauma is left unresolved, it will just continue to build and build and build within the body until your body has can do nothing else other than allow it to manifest into a physical problem. And that's because the longer that you leave this type of energy or trauma unresolved, the energy becomes denser. So the more density something has, the more physical property or the more physicality it has. So like I told my stylist, and I will tell you, it costs you nothing to give yourself some space to tap back into that timeline, address your emotions, and finally let it go and see if it works.